Hey guys, Coach Coop here, and we're in week 7 of training now. We're hitting some, you know, lower rep, heavier weights, 75% of your max, something like that. I bet you're starting to feel it. So your muscles are working hard and they're probably pretty sore. I'm going to talk to you today about foam rolling, which is a simple recovery tool that can help you feel better and move better. It's basically a form of self massage, and you can use it in season 2 to help you recover, especially when you're doing longer races, you're doing a lot of training, and you're starting to get dominant tightness. So your quads are sore, your hamstrings aren't, and that's going to lead to knee pain, for example. Okay, so first, what is foam rolling? And we're going to go over this together in the gym. I'm also going to share a few videos with you as samples in case you forget. So foam rolling is a type of self-myofascial release, right? Self-massage. Myofascial just means that your muscles and the connective tissue, the fascia that surrounds them. Think of fascia like a spider web that wraps itself around and connects to all of your muscles. We train muscles in the gym, but for sport, your success is really determined by like the strength and springiness of your fascia. If you think about like the top quarterbacks in the NFL, most of their training is around the fascia now. And that's why we're going to be talking more about that in the gym too. But when you train hard, this fascia tissue gets tight, or it sticks to the muscle, or it gets kind of knotted up. And foam rolling uses pressure to relieve those tight spots, to release them, to like remove the net, and kind of like giving yourself a deep tissue massage. What it does is it increases blood flow to the muscles. It helps break down the adhesions, where the sticking points in the fascia. It reduces muscle tension, kind of as a byproduct. It improves your range of motion, which means you can get power at the bottom and the top of the pedal stroke better. And it just feels good after really hard training. What it doesn't do is it doesn't break up lactic acid, right? That's a myth you've probably seen from some influencers on TikTok or something. Lactic acid clears on its own within about an hour of training. It doesn't prevent all soreness, and it's not a replacement for a good warm up or real stretching. You can't skip stretching because you're doing foam rolling, for example. So now we want to talk about like the best times to do foam rolling. And again, I'm going to share some demo videos, and we're going to go over this in the gym too. Before training, 5 to 10 minutes is really good time to start with it. You do some quick passes on the major muscle groups. You do quads, hamstrings, glutes, especially maybe lats. It helps you warm up, it helps you move better, and it helps the fascia release from the muscle a little bit and get prepared for pushing hard. Don't spend too long. You're just prepping. Like over foam rolling, it can be overdone. Like if you make the fascia too slack and too relaxed, it won't be able to actually control the muscle. It's like a safety net that's too loose. Okay. So 5 minutes before training, after training, about another 10 minutes. This is prime time for foam rolling. Take your time on sore spots, really roll through them. Tight spots, it's great for recovery. It's not a game to see who can cause themselves the most pain. So you don't necessarily have to use like a hard lacrosse ball every time you do it. But you do want to roll that spot out. On rest days, you can spend a little bit longer, 15 minutes, go slower, work on your problem areas, and use it as part of active recovery. You want to spend about 30 to 60 seconds on each muscle group. So you're doing a quick pass. If you find a really tight spot, oh, my quads are killing me. Oh, my IT band, the outside of my thighs is really tight from so many hours in the saddle. Then you want to go 1 to 2 minutes. You want to go a little bit longer. If it's still tight, go do something else, like roll a different part of your body and then come back to this. And if it's painful to breathe, then you're pressing too hard. You're using a surface that's too hard, like a lacrosse ball. You need to ease up a bit. Okay. So key areas for the athletes. That's you. What we're going to do here is we're going to go through this in the gym, but first you want to look at your quads. Okay. So you're going to lie face down. I usually put my weight on my elbows. You put the foam roller under the top of your thigh, the crease of your hip, and you roll forward until you're just above your knee. And then you roll back up again. And this is great from squat to help with squats. It's great to help with cycling, especially if you're climbing a lot of steep hills. It's great with running too if you're cross training. Then you want to do your IT band. So you're going to lie on your side. You're going to put the foam roller on the outside of your hip. Okay. And This can be painful because it's often really, really, really tight, especially if you're getting up and down and out of the saddle and leaning left and right and steering. Your IT band does get really tight, but it's really important to loosen that up because that can limit how much power you put out in every single pedal stroke. Okay. So go slow on this. Then you want your hamstrings, which is like the bottom of your butt to behind your knee. And you're going to sit on the roller with your legs out straight. Just sit on it right on your butt and then roll backward from your glutes to the top of your knee. And these are great after deadlifts. And also great if you're doing like some road cycling and your hamstrings are tight from putting out consistent but heavy power for a long period. Okay. Then you want to do your glutes. So you're going to move them up, the roller up to just under your butt. You're going to lean to one side a little bit. You're going to roll around, okay, make a circle with your hips until you find tender spots. And this is great for hip mobility. A lot of people who spend long hours in the saddle say that their inner thigh, their adductors that squeeze your thighs together, they get tight. And you can roll those out, but a lot of the times that's actually tightness that's coming from the glutes. The glutes are big, powerful movers that really move you on the bike. You want to keep them supple and like working well, working powerful. Then calves, you want to put the roller under your calf. You put the other leg on top of that leg for pressure, and then you roll from your ankle to below your knee, right? This does get tight when you're running. It gets tight from jump rope, and it's often surprisingly tight on cyclists, and they don't realize it. You also want to do your upper back. So lie on your back, put the foam roller right behind your shoulders, cross your arms usually, and you're just going to roll up and down your upper spine. This helps with your posture and shoulder mobility. If you're doing a lot of cycling, especially if you're on the road cross training, you're probably hunched quite a bit. If you're taking a lot of shock, you're doing a lot of single track, or you're going over rollers, or it's really, really bumpy, your traps are absorbing all that, and you want to smooth those out again. So then, technique tips in general, when you're doing foam rolling, always start slowly. Don't just rapidly roll back and forth. Like speed doesn't help. Slowness helps. Move slowly, about 1 inch per second. Pause on the tender spots when you find something that's really, really painful, like the inside of your quad. Pause there for 20, 30 seconds. Let the pressure work into the roller and then start moving again. Breathe. If you catch yourself holding your breath and you're probably going too hard using a surface that's too hard, it's too painful. You should be able to breathe normally, even if it's not super comfortable. Change your angle a little bit. Don't always do it exactly the same way on your hamstrings. Point your toes out and do it. Bring your toes in and do it. That will help too. Don't roll your joints. Don't roll over your elbows, inside the elbows, your knees, especially. Like roll over muscle. This is what is important, is the muscle, not the joint. You're more better off to be, like everything else, consistent instead of intense. Don't just do it when you're sore. Don't go out there trying to draw tears from your eyes. We have foam rollers at the gym. You can use them before or after your workouts. If you want one at home, they're pretty cheap, like 30 bucks on Amazon. This week, try rolling out after every one of your training sessions. Figure out which ones help you. Focus on your quads, your hamstrings, and glutes, since those are working the hardest in month 2 in the gym. Pay attention to how you feel. Most people notice that they move better and they just feel better when they're rolling out consistently.